Yasodanandana vraja janaranjana Yasodanandana vraja janaranjana Yamuna tira vanachare Yamuna tira vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vyasadeva Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रभुजिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सतश्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. हरे कृष्णा। तो हम पढ़ रहे हैं श्रीमद् भागवतम का प्रथम स्कंद से 12वां अध्याय 25वां श्लोक। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। धृत्यावली समा कृष्णे प्रहरादिव सदग्रह आहर्तैषो अश्वमेधाना वृद्धानां पर्युपासकः। धृत्यावली समा कृष्णे प्रहराद इव सद्ग्रह आहर्तैषो अश्वमेधानां वृद्धानां पर्युपासकः। धृत्यावली समा कृष्णे प्रहराद इव सद्ग्रह आहर्तैषो अश्वमेधानां वृद्धानां पर्युपासकः। धृत्यावली समा कृष्णे माताजी शब्दार्थ धृत्या धैर्य से बलि समः बलि महाराज के समान इंग्लिश धृत्या by patience बलि समः like Bali Maharaj Krishna unto Lord Sri Krishna Prahlad Maharaj Eva like Sadgraha devotee of Aharta performer Eshaha this child Aswamedhana of Aswamedha sacrifices Vriddhanam of the old and experienced man Parupasakaha follower. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. This child will be like Bali Maharaj in patience, a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahlad Maharaj, a performer of many Aswamedha sacrifices, and a follower of old and experienced man. Purport. Bali Maharaj, one of the 12 authorities in the devotional service of Lord, Bali Maharaj is a great authority in devotional service because he sacrificed everything to please the Lord and relinquished the connection of his so-called spiritual master who obstructed him on the path of risking everything for the service of the Lord. The highest perfection of religious life is to attain to the stage of unqualified devotional service of the Lord without any cause or without being obstructed by any kind of worldly obligation. Bali Maharaj was determined to give up everything for the satisfaction of the Lord, and he didn't care for any obstructions whatsoever. He is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, another authority in the devotional service of the Lord. Bali Maharaj and the history of his dealings with Vishnu, Vamandev are described in the 8th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, chapter 11 to 24. Prahlad Maharaj, a perfect devotee of Lord Krishna, Vishnu. His father Hiranyakasipu chastised him severely when he was only 5 years old for his becoming an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. He was the first son of Hiranyakasipu and his mother's name was Kayadhu. Prahlad Maharaj was an authority in the devotional service of the Lord because he had his father killed by Lord Nrsimhadev, setting the example that even a father should be removed from the path of devotional service if such a father happens to be an obstacle. He had 4 sons and the eldest son, Birochan, is the father of Bali Maharaj mentioned above. The history of Prahlad Maharaj's activity is described in the 7th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Visakhanvitamsha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatadeshatarine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varsabhanivi Devi Daitaye Krapabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah Madhurya Jalape Madhya Shri Rupanaga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinitarine Rupanaga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine नमो गौरिकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दे नामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते गौर आविर्भावभूमि स्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णवा सार्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामने गौरतिसे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तिशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गुर्मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्बोजौ राधा मदनमोहनौ देव्याद्विन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमद्रासरसारम्भे वंशे वटितटे स्थितः कर्षण्वेणुस्वनिर्गोपिर्गोपीनाथः श्रीस्तुना तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So I would like to seek the blessings of all the devotees assembled here so that we can discuss something worthwhile on this topic of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So from last couple of days we are reading this context where Brahmanas are glorifying Pariksit Maharaj and they are glorifying in the sense that they are comparing Pariksit Maharaj that he will be like this in this kind of quality. Like they are telling that in the matter of maintenance his praja he will be like Ikshvaku, and then in the matter of equanimity he will be like his grandfather Yudhishthira Maharaj and Brahma. So like this we are seeing from text number 19, Brahmanas are glorifying and they are foretelling the qualities of Pariksit Maharaj, that he will be so and so in the matter of this quality. So we see in this particular sloka that we just a little bit the anvay of this sloka. Dhritya vali samah krishne praharad iv sadgraha aharteso asvamedhanam vriddhanam paryu pasakah. So dhritya means patience, bali samah. So in the matter of patience he will be like Bali. He will be as good as Bali in the matter of having patience. Krishne praharad iv sadgraha. So Krishna means towards Krishna. Praharad, he will be like Prahlad Maharaj. Eva sadgraha. Sadgraha means what? One who accepts only good. So who is he? So who can be the better than a devotee in accepting the good things? Devotee is the best. He accepts the best thing, right? Other things may be in the mundane world, other things may be good, but devotee accepts the best thing. So sadgraha means here best. Devotee. Aharteso asvamedhanam. Aharteso means one who performs. Asvamedhanam, he will perform many asvamedha yagyas. Vriddhanam paryo pasakah. Now vriddha word we hear in Hindi also, vriddha word is there. Vriddha means what? Old. So vriddhanam means he will paryupasaka. This paryupasate word we hear so many times. Paryupasate means one who follows. Now vriddhanam means he will follow old people. So what do you think? He will follow old people? Sorry? One who is experienced in devotional service, he will follow them, not the old people. Nowadays if you talk with the old people, they will say, "Arey, ye umr hai kya abhi bhakti karne ki? This is not your age to do devotional service." Then you ask them, then you are also not doing. You don't let us do, and you are not also doing. Then who will do? Bhakti karna hi nahi hai matlab. So this is the position of Vradha people. But this Vradha bird is here for experience in devotional service. Who are experienced in devotional service, who matured in devotional service. So he used to follow them. So we will discuss some qualities of Bali Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that Bali Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj both are the authorities in the devotional service. We see from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, sloka says, Swambhu Narada Sambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janko Bhismo Balir Vaya Sakir Vayam. So in this we understand that there are 12 authorities in the matter of performing devotional service. So Prahlad Maharaj is also there and Bali Maharaj is also there. And interestingly, both are from the same family. We know that Prahlad Maharaj's son is Virochan and Virochan's son is Bali Maharaj. So both are from the same family and both comes in the Mahajans. And both are also one of the Acharya of 9 process of devotional service. We see, in even Prahlad Maharaj section, we will see that verse that Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dasam Sakyam Atmane Vedanam. So this Prahlad Maharaj comes and he is an Acharya of remembrance, Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam. And Bali Maharaj is Acharya of Atmane Vedanam. So these both personalities are authorities in the matter of performing devotional service. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that he even rejected his own spiritual master who obstructed him on the path of risking everything for the service of the Lord. That when it came, actually, Bali Maharaj was once actually killed in the battlefield. But his own spiritual master, Sukracharya, having some mystic siddhis, he actually revived him. Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Savadramaya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Ramanande. So Pariksit, this Bali Maharaj was once killed in the battlefield and Sukracharya actually revived him. So this Bali Maharaj was very much grateful to his spiritual master because of him he got life again. So he was very much grateful and he was serving him very obediently. He was serving. So, but when it came to surrendering to Krishna, he didn't even think, oh, he's the one who revived me. He didn't think. When it came to surrendering to Krishna, he immediately disobeyed his spiritual master because he was becoming an obstacle in the path of devotional service. So he immediately rejected him and he surrendered unto Lord Vamandev. Now we see another place the same thing happened. We see in the section of when Karna was also like that. Karna was like nowhere he existed, but because this Duryodhan gave him a place, he made him Anganares. He made him a king of Anga. So then he became a king. So he had, from nil to he became king. So it was something like Karna was so much grateful to Duryodhan that he had done a lot of things for me. However, he knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he also knew that whatever Duryodhan is doing is wrong. He knew this. And we know that before battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna approached Karna that you don't follow adharma. You come to Pandavas and fight with them, like that. But Karna told, I am so much grateful to them because they have done this. Duryodhan has a lot of things to me. I cannot, even he is wrong, still I have to follow him. So these are the two contrasts we see. One side Bali Maharaj and another is Karna. Karna could also choose to be side on the Pandavas, and he could become the king of entire world. Yudhishthira Maharaj was so generous that he could have made him the king. But because he was feeling that I am so grateful to Duryodhan, he chose to fight against Pandavas. And he didn't surrender to Krishna. However, this Bali Maharaj also was in the same situation, but he chose to surrender to Krishna. So this is the contrast, that how great Bali Maharaj was. And he even rejected his own spiritual master. So like this we see there are so many devotees who, if it came to giving up something, they gave it up for the service of Krishna. We see so many examples in Shastras. Some examples from Shastras where some devotees rejected or gave up the things, their near and dear ones they rejected. Some examples from Shastras? Vibhishan rejected his own brother for the sake of Lord Ram. And who else? There are so many examples. Prahlad Maharaj rejected his own father. Bharat Maharaj rejected his own mother. So many examples are there. Others? Sorry. Yeah, Prabhupada rejected his own wife. Prabhupada asked his wife, you want me or tea? And his wife said, tea. Then Prabhupada immediately rejected his wife and he left his family for the sake of fulfilling the orders of his spiritual master. And, sorry? Yeah, of course. Prabhupada made so many brahmacharis who has given up their family and accepted the family of Prabhupada. Yes. Prahlad Maharaj. Oh. Bharat Maharaj. Yeah, ho gaya. Bharat Maharaj rejected his own mother. Parasuram killed his own mother. Of course, that was not directly devotional service, but because it's the instruction of his father, so he cut the head of his own mother. However, it was again revived. She was again revived. Some other examples? Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj where? Gopis rejected their own family. Brahman Patnis gave up their own husbands for the sake of Krishna. They were not allowing, Brahmanas was not allowing their wives to go to Krishna. But they gave up them and they went to Krishna. And what happened? What was the consequence? When they offered something to Krishna, even their own husbands also accepted them. And we see in the life of Raghunath Das Goswami, he was having opulence like Indra and he had a wife like Sachi Devi, but still he rejected for the sake of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So like this we see so many examples where devotee don't hesitate to give up something when it comes to perform devotional service, when it comes to perform unalloyed devotional service. That is what is Prabhupada explaining here in the next line. The highest perfection of religious life is to attain to the stage of unqualified devotional service of the Lord without any cause or without being obstructed by any kind of worldly obligation. So, which is this verse? Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokchaje ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So, this is the standard of devotional service without any obstruction and without any motive. So these devotees, not only these, there are so many unlimited devotees who gave up their conveniences for the sake of Krishna. So we see in the life of Bali Maharaj, when Bali Maharaj actually, Lord Vamandev came to ask 3 steps of land. So at that time, even this Sukracharya knew actually. Sukracharya could come to know that he is none other than Vishnu. So when he took what we call Sankalpa, this Bali Maharaj took a Sankalpa, okay, I'll give 3 steps of land. And then when it was just about, Lord Vamandev was just about to ask for he was about to expand himself. So at that time, Sukracharya is telling to whom? He's telling to Bali Maharaj, you don't follow. You just tell a lie that I didn't have any, sankalpa. You tell a lie. You don't. Otherwise, what will happen? He says so many things. So similarly, actually, he wants to perform devotional service, but Sukracharya is obstructing him to perform devotional service. So similarly, all of us as a sadhaka, we also start practicing devotional service. But our mind says, oh, don't do this. Do bhakti, but just little bit, not much. So I was hearing from a devotee, he compared these arguments of Sukracharya with our mind. So we'll just see that. So he says that first argument which Sukracharya gives, so you don't follow your vow, otherwise you will lose all your opulence. And this is what exactly our mind says. So if you practice devotional service, then you will use your sense enjoyment. Your sense enjoyment will be loose. You cannot, watch movies. You cannot, hear Bollywood songs, and so many restrictions. So there is a fear of losing that sense enjoyment. This is what our mind says. Don't follow too much. Just follow little bit. Little bit is okay, not much. Second argument which Sukracharya says that don't follow him. Otherwise, what will happen? He is Hari, and what will Hari do? This Hari will snatch away everything from you, and he will give it to Indra. And this is what our mind says. That see how my friends are enjoying. My friends are enjoying, and I am the one who is, who is on the name of following 4 regulator principle. I am not able to, having party. I am not able to take part in parties, and all the colleagues and all the I mean, they are inviting me, but still, just because I'm practicing devotional service, I cannot take part in parties. I cannot go to cinema halls just because I am practicing devotional service. So this is what our mind says. Don't follow this too much. This is too much. Don't follow this. And then third argument which he says, that don't commit to him. Otherwise, he will take away everything. Don't commit. Don't commit. Okay, you have told, but you tell that I have not committed anything. And that is what our mind says. That if you become more serious, then devotees will tell you, okay, in order to take initiation, you have to follow 4 regulative principles. You have to chant 16 rounds, and you have to get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock. Oh my God, who gets up at 4 o'clock? All the friends are getting up at 8 o'clock. How I will not commit? I cannot commit at all. This is not easy for me. This is our mind says as a sadhaka. And this is how exactly the Sukracharya is saying to Bali Maharaj, don't perform this. And then next argument he says, so see, this learned, you have done this, you have given a vow, okay, I'll give you this charity, but learned scholars will not appreciate this kind of charity, because this charity will cause into the ruin, like destruction of your own family. I mean, you will lose everything. So then, similarly, our mind says, Arey, if I perform devotional service, what will my friend say? What will my society will say? अरे कितना नाक पे क्या रखा, मतलब I mean सब boys say like this, ये क्या लगा के आया है, and then what will my boss will say, अरे तू cigarette नहीं पीता है, you don't smoke, you have actually wasted your life. This is what our mind says like that. हमको we are more careful about the other people, that what will society will say about others, because we have made them as a role model. But we see in the Bali Maharaj actually counter-attacked him. He says that I don't care about all these people. I don't care about all these learned scholars. Who are they to say to me anything? I mean, even if they say what, it does matter for me. But my ideals are, he says some verses and he says that my ideals are like Dadichi Maharaj, like Dadichi Muni, and then Bali Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and King Sivi, in order to give charity, he gave him his own body. So my ideals are those. I don't care about all these people. So similarly, we have to give arguments to our mind. Otherwise, mind will trick us and we will fall back into our material existence. So we have to give arguments. No, these are not my ideals. My friends may say something, but who are they to say anything? But my ideal is Srila Prabhupada. My ideals are devotees. So we have to follow them. Now, yes. So nowadays, what is happening? Like on the YouTube also, there are so many videos. So people tell so many things about, he is doing this, ISKCON is doing this, ISKCON is doing that. So now, because we hear from them, but now we have to understand who are they to tell anything. Are they the famous personalities? Are they having done something in their life? Because these questions keep coming, that YouTube में ऐसा दे रखा है, ISKCON ऐसा करता है, ISKCON वैसा करता है. But we have to understand that who is he who is telling that? Has he done anything in his life? But we see there are so many great personalities who are glorifying Prabhupada. We see that Ogun Prime Minister, and then Pranab Mukherjee, and then UK Prime Minister, and then in a spiritual field also, very special, like famous personalities like Rajendra Prasad Ji Maharaj, and then this Paramanand Hitnemanand Das Ji Maharaj, and Binod Das Babaji Maharaj. They all have glorified Prabhupada. And now those so-called people, those who doesn't know anything on the name of spirituality, they are like a spot, black spot, and they are telling something and then we accept them. Because we don't know whom we have to follow. So that's why, because we have actually, similarly our mind says, so because we have made our mind as an ideal. And that is what is our exactly problem. So we have to make, humko ideal banana hai, but whom we have to make ideal? We have to make ideal our acharyas, who are the authorities in the performance of devotional service. Actually, it is said that mind is the only problem. Other things are there, but it is just external. But actually, the mind is the one which is the real problem. And Avanti, we know that in Bhagavatam, Avanti Brahmana says that Nayam janome sukha dukkha hetu na devatatma graha karma kala mana param karanam amananti sansara chakram parivartayediyad. So he says that actually, Nayam Janomi Sukha Dukha, this Sukha and Dukha, whatever I am suffering now, no one is caused, neither the Devtas, not Graha, not my karmas, not Kala, no one is caused, but actually it is because of my mind. Mana param karanam amananti. The supreme cause of my pleasure and, my suffering is only the mind. Sansara chakram parivartayediyat, because of which I am suffering, I am wandering in the cycle of birth and death. So actually our mind is the greatest cause. And in Hindi also we says that man hi milavat Ram se or man hi karat fajit. Agar man hi, and mind is everything. It can make you meet with the Lord Ram, and even it can create a cause of become a disturbance in our life, chaos in our life. So this is just because of our mind. And then we'll see something from the life of Prahlad Maharaj also. As Prabhupada has written here about Prahlad Maharaj, he is a perfect devotee of Lord Krishna. His father Hiranyakasipu chastised him severely when he was only 5 years old for his becoming an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. So we see that Prahlad Maharaj was, right from his womb, he was taught by Narad Muni that how to perform devotional service. So then when he became at the age of learning, so then Hiranyakasipu sent him to the Gurukul of Sand and Amarka, who were the sons of Sukracharya again. So then he sent them, and then after some time when Prahlad Maharaj comes to his house, then Hiranyakasipu, with so much of love, he make him sit on his lap and he asks that what is the best thing which you have learned in your Gurukul? Then what Prahlad Maharaj replies? Tad sadhu manne asurivari dehinam sada samudvigna dhiyam asadgrahat hitva patam grahamandu kupam vanam gato yad harimasrayeta. This is what he replies. So in this verse, there is one word called sadgraha, and in this verse which I quoted, there is a word called asadgraha. Tad sadhu manne asurivari dehinam sada samudvigna dhiyam asadgrahat. So he says like this, the intelligent person, tad sadhu manne, who are sadhus, they think that Asurvara Dehinam, and he is not actually, he was a devotee and he knew that he is creating a problem in my life, but still he was so gentle with Hiranyakasipu. He never ever, have any kind of revenge mentality that he is creating so much of trouble in my life. But he was so gentle with his father. And he says, Asurvara Dehinam, how he addresses him? Oh, Asuram Srisht, Asurvara Dehinam. And what he says again, Sada Samudvigna Dhiyam Asadgrahat. Because we have got this material body, and Sada Samudvigna, we are always disturbed. Why we are disturbed? Because Asadgrahat, because we have accepted what is not truth. We have accepted what is not truth. What is not good for us, we have accepted it. And then what he says, that this family life is actually called Andukupa. Then what should we do? He says, then Vanam Gato Yadhare Masrayeta. Then just leave to the forest and take the shelter of Lord Hari. This is the first time he says like this. And then we know that after this, when Hiranyakasipu hears this, he becomes so much of angry, and then he scolded his gurus, Sand and Amarka, that what have you taught him? This is what you have taught him? But I have sent this Prahlad Maharaj to learn diplomacy, how to cheat people, politics, all these things I have sent. For all these things I have sent in your Gurukul. But he is learning something else. Then again, actually, Sant and Amarka, who are the teachers of Prahlad Maharaj, they take him to their own Gurukul, and again they teach him. And again, after some time, again Prahlad Maharaj comes to his own house. And again Hiranyakasipu, with so much of love, he make him sit on the lap. And again he asks, what is the best thing you have learned in your Gurukul? And what he says this time? The famous verse, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanevedanam Iti Pumsar Pita Vishnu Bhakti Shrena Lakshana Priyet Bhagavati Addatan Manyadatam Uttamam. He says that a person should engage himself in these kind of 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, he should hear about the Lord, and then he should chant the glories of the Lord. He should remember about the Lord. He should engage in service of the lotus feet of the Lord, and then he should offer some prayers to the Lord. He should engage in serving the deities of the Lord, and then he should serve him as a servant. He should serve him as a friend, and he should give up everything for the service of Krishna, like that. So this is what Prahlad Maharaj says. But then he becomes so angry, this Hiranyakasipu becomes so angry, and then he scolded in front of Prahlad Maharaj, he is scolding his teachers that this is, you told me that you are teaching him, diplomacy and how to cheat people, politics, all these things you are telling. But it seems that you are teaching him something else. In front of you, you see, in front of you, what is he telling? And then, but again, these Sanda Namarka, they told, no, we have not taught him anything like this. Then Hiranyakasipu asked him that if they have not taught you, then how are you getting it? From whom you got this knowledge? I mean, from whom you are learning this? Then what Prahlad Maharaj says? Matirna Krishne Parita Satova Mito Abhipadyate Graha Vritanam Adant Govir Vistam Tamiswanam Puna Puna Sarvita Charvananam. And he says that you may be thinking that, okay, someone has taught me. But actually, that who are who are too much addicted towards sense enjoyment, sense gratification, for them, Matirna Krishna Parita Satova, their attraction towards Krishna cannot be evolved either if they endeavor themselves. Matirna Krishna Parita Satova. Parita means by the endeavor of others, and Satova by the endeavor of themselves. Mito Abhipati Vidavanam. And by the endeavors of combined endeavors of he and others, still one who is engaged in sense gratification, who is too much addicted in sense gratification, his attraction toward Lord Krishna cannot be revived if he is too much engaged. And same thing we read from Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? Bhogeswara prasaktanam tayapahirta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhavna vidiyate. One who is too much addicted towards sense enjoyment, he cannot practice Krishna consciousness. His mind, his intelligence cannot be fixed at Krishna. So, and this way he is like, in the other sense, he wants to chastise him. See, you may be thinking that whom I have got this knowledge from, but actually because you are engaged in sense gratification, so for you are too much addicted. So for you, there is no hope, because neither you cannot change by yourself, neither by the endeavor of others. Your attraction towards Krishna cannot be revived, because you are addicted too much about sense gratification. And then how he became like, he is celebrated as one of the best devotee of the Lord. When everything was done, then when Lord Nrsimhadev came, and Nrsimhadev came, then he was very much angry. When he killed Hiranyakasipu, he was very much angry. No one had the dare to go near Nrsimhadev. And then even Brahma also didn't dare to go near Nrsimhadev. And then even Lakshmi Devi comes, and Lakshmi Devi also had to return back. She couldn't face that ferocious form of the Lord. And then Brahma actually requested, he orders actually Prahlad Maharaj that now, because Lord Nrsimhadev has appeared because of you, now you go and you can only pacify Lord Nrsimhadev. And then when this Prahlad Maharaj goes, and actually we read from the Bhagavatam that actually Nrsimhadev gets pacified by his prayers. But even then, he was very gentle and very humble. Lord Nrsimhadev came just because of him, but still he was not thinking, oh, I'm so great, I'm so qualified. He never thought of like this. He has having so much great quality of humility. And humility is the only thing, like one devotee was telling, that if someone has humility, genuine humility in performing devotional service, that he is very close to prema. He is very close to Krishna prema. But actually cultivating genuine humility is not easy. So this Prahlad Maharaj is having that humility. And why? Because because he always considered that whatever qualifications I have, it is just because of Narad Muni. I don't have otherwise any qualification. And he also knew the exalted position of personalities present there. There is a Lord Brahma, there is a Shiva, and so many personalities. So he knew their exalted position. He didn't think, oh, they couldn't pacify, but I could pacify, so I'm so great. No. Even then, he is so qualified, but still he was thinking, no, I'm not qualified. Whatever qualifications I have, it is just because of my Guru. So similarly, we also should be humble, no matter how much service we may do, but actually it is just because of our Guru and Krishna, whatever service we are able to render. And then Prahlad Maharaj is able to pacify Lord Nrsimhadev. And now Nrsimhadev asked him, Prahlad, I'm so happy with you. Now you ask any benediction, whatever you want. And what Prahlad Maharaj says is actually the prayer, this is because of which he became the most celebrated personality, devotee of the Lord. He says that, do you think I have done any business with you? So I have rendered some performance of devotional service, so that's why you are asking that, okay, ask some benediction. No, I don't want anything. If you are really happy to give me anything, then he says, Kama nam hriday asamroham. Then whatever material desires I have in my heart, just make it zero. Just even if I have I don't want anything, but still in my heart there may be so many material desires, so just make it zero. I don't want anything. So this is what actually we all have also so many material desires. So every day when we go in front of Krishna, we should ask this, Krishna, I have so many material desires, but I request you don't fulfill any of them and make them zero. This is the prayer which Prahlad Maharaj has asked. And then again Nrsimhadev actually insists him that you ask something, and then what he says, Nevo duje par durata vetaranya stadvir gayan mahamrit magna chitta soche tado vimukh chet sa indriyartha maya sukaya varam udbato vimudhan. He says that for myself, I am happy whatever I am doing, because I am always engaged in chanting your glories. Tadvir gayan mahamrit magna chitta. I am always engaged in chanting of your glories. But soche tato vimukh chet sa indriyartha. But when I see others who are always engaged in sense gratification and they are vimukh, they are away from your lotus feet, so then I feel some compassion over them, because I am not like other spiritualists who just want their own benefit, own welfare. There are so many spiritualists who are not engaged in their own welfare. We see in the Himalaya and all these people, they are just engaged in their own welfare. But Prahlad Maharaj is not among one of them. Prahlad Maharaj, what is asking? Actually, I'm not like them, but I want other people who are away from you, I also want them, they also should go back, and they also should get your devotional service, and they also should be able to go back to you, your goal, your dham, abode. So these are the prayers by which Prahlad Maharaj became one of the celebrated devotee of the Lord. So these qualities, actually, it is said that one who performs devotional service, we see in the, like Pariksit Maharaj is being glorified with so many of qualities that he will have this and he will have that. But actually, when someone becomes devotee, all the good qualities, all the demigod qualities actually reside in him. So it's not that once you possess all the qualities, then you become devotee. No, but actually it's vice versa. When you become a devotee, automatically all the good qualities will come to you. There is one verse in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam which says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gudes tatra samasate sura harao bhakta sikuto mahad guna manorathena sati dhavato vahi. It says that one who has Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana, one who has unflinching devotional service to the Lord Vyasadeva, then sarvair gudes tatra samasate sura, then all the demigod qualities sarvair gudes tatra samasate sura reside in him. And however, on the other hand, Harao Bhakta Sekuto Madguna, on the other hand, who are not the devotees of the Lord, they may have so many of good qualities, but actually, Mano Rathe Nasati Dhavato Vahi, they just hover on the mental platform. They whatever good qualities they have, they even lose that also. So this is what, when someone becomes devotee, he possesses all the good qualities. And we see how even Srila Prabhupada had all these qualities. I mentioned here that how Pariksit Maharaj was having patience and tolerance, and how he was having unflinching, Prahlad Maharaj is having unflinching, staunch devotion to the Lord. And we see that how Prabhupada also had qualities of tolerance and patience. See, when Srila Prabhupada got instruction in 1922 from his spiritual master, and right from that time, he started in small way or the other, he already started his, to work upon the instruction of his spiritual master. And in 44 years, he actually struggled. And he tried different things. He started distributing BTG, Back to God and magazines, alone. And we see in the, Abhay that how he is personally going one-to-one person, and everyone is rejecting him. No, I don't have time. I'm not interested. All these things alone. Now we go for book distribution, we have a lot of devotees. But Srila Prabhupada was alone. And still he was not disappointed. So he used to do everything, and nobody cared when he was distributing BTCs. Nobody. He was just like, he doesn't have any existence at that time, like that. And then he was like he was trying to place different books in different library. We also know that he tried to take order from different universities in the foreign countries. And then also he used to write different letters to famous personalities. Maybe this may work. This may work. So he failed in this. Okay, he tried different things, but nothing worked in India. But still, so many, like 44 years of struggle, but it couldn't disappoint Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was still having patience. No, my Guru Maharaj have instructed me, so I have to fulfill his instruction of my spiritual master. Still he was so patient. And then we see, then when Prabhupada went to America, then we see, in the early days of Srila Prabhupada, how he was doing single-handedly everything. Srila Prabhupada says in one of the video that I used to cook for at least for 200 people. Just recently I saw that video. I used to think that 100 devotees, 100 people, but now Prabhupada is telling that I used to cook for 200 people and not less than a dozen items, and all alone. Now just consider, if we have to cook here in our kitchen for 60 people, 70 people, we need at least 3-4 cooks. And apart from that, we need some helpers. Someone who is cutting the vegetables, someone who is washing the pots, and then someone else will serve, someone else will give lecture, someone else will arrange. But Srila Prabhupada was doing this all alone, single-handedly. He was not, now it's not like, okay, now I have cooked the prasadam, now I will sleep. No, not like that. He used to give arrangement, and then he used to give lecture, he used to cook all the prasadam, and then it's not sufficient. He used to personally serve, and after that he used to wash the pots. Till the time, one devotee called Mahapurush Prabhu, he didn't ask that Swamiji, who washes all these pots. Till that time, he was personally doing all this. And then what Prabhupada says, oh, actually I was waiting for this. You can help me. So he did all this, and because he was having patience, he never thought, array, these foreign people are having no common sense. I'm an old man, I'm doing everything. He didn't think like that. They are not helping me, but he was having that patience that one day they will turn, and it happened. So he had that patience. And how Prabhupada's tolerance also, we see that when Prabhupada and all his devotees were staying in 26th Avenue, then Prabhupada used to see sometimes from the window, and the devotees who are not supposed to take outside food, and he used to see the ice cream parlor was there, and devotees used to eat ice cream, and he used to see, but still he tolerated all this. And also we see that when some people were staying in 26th Avenue, and however there was strong instruction that they have to follow 4 regulatory principle. They cannot smoke, they cannot have meat eating, they cannot gamble, and they cannot engage in sense gratification. So this was a strong instruction. But however, some of the people, like I know the name Raffle, and all these early people, they still used to intoxicate, even while staying in the 26th Avenue. They used to go out and smoke, again they come. But still Prabhupada tolerated everything. And also one more pastime I know that how he tolerated, that we know all this, I think all of you must be knowing this pastime, that one time Janaki Mataji was getting married with Mukunda Maharaj, at that time Mukunda Prabhu. So then this is a custom that when from girl side someone has to come and arrange. So from Janaki Mataji, one who came at that time, her name was Janaki Mataji name was Jain, and her sister name was Joan. So this Joan, from the side of Janaki Mataji, came to assist in the marriage. Their marriage ceremony has to happen. So she came there, and Prabhupada tells, see, in India, how in Vedic style, the one who is getting married, so from the girl side, he has to feed the husband sides. Husband sides people will come, and then you have to make an elaborate arrangement of feast, and you have to feed them. So, but she didn't know anything. Jen doesn't know anything. Then okay, Prabhupada told, okay, I will cook, and you just assist me. So Srila Prabhupada started, making all the arrangement, and then Prabhupada was taking little bit of help, like making dough and all this. So she was making dough. Now in the between, she is making dough, and she asks, Swamiji, can I go for smoking? This is the height of tolerance. She says that, can I go for smoking? And what Prabhupada says, he didn't say, no, you cannot smoke. We have strict 4 regulatory principle. How can you even dare to say like this? We will become impatient. But Prabhupada still, he was so patient, and he told, okay, go and come back and wash your hands, and still again start doing. So she did the same thing. She went for smoking, she came back, washed her hands, and again start doing. So this is what Prabhupada tolerated this all thing. For what? For what? Because he knew that these people, these are the same people who are going to become, exalted devotees in future. And that happened. We know that Joan became Jamuna Mataji, like most celebrated devotee in ISKCON. Every day we hear her voice, Govindam Adi Purusham. So Prabhupada could foresee this. And this is because he tolerated and with very patience, he tolerated all this. So when it comes to us, so we also have to cultivate all these qualities like tolerance and patience. This is the quality by which people get attracted. Otherwise, if we are not showing any patience, then people will not come. See, because we are telling that we have to be patient. Titikshva karunika suhirda sarvadainam ajata satrava santa sadhava sadhabhushana. We are telling that, but if we don't exhibit these qualities, then how will people come? They just say, because outside there are so many organizations, there are so many people, they just say but don't follow. So if we also become one of them, then who will come? So we have to exhibit these qualities. Of course, we may get so much agitated, but still we have to control. No, let's have patience, let's tolerate it. However, when it comes to Guru and Krishna and devotees, we shouldn't tolerate. But when it comes to personal inconvenience, let's tolerate. Prabhupada tolerated. They used to smoke and throw the smoke on the face of Prabhupada. Prabhupada used to stand in queue for go to washroom. They didn't have any common sense that he's our Guru and he's supposed to go first. But no, Prabhupada tolerated all this. So when Prabhupada could tolerate, what is our standard? What is our level of devotion? We don't have anything in front of him. So we also should try to cultivate all these qualities. And if we really have this, then we will have, our Krishna consciousness will spread like anything. So that's where I end. If anyone has comments or any question, we can take. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, two things you have told. One is rejection, right? When things are not in your favor, you reject it, right? And other things you said, tolerate it. You have to tolerate even things are not coming in your favor, you have to tolerate. So I want to know, when is the time to reject and how long we should be tolerating?
Reject what?
Prabhupada has rejected his wife because she was not supporting, right? And on the other hand, he went to other country, he tolerated so many people doing bad things. So when do we get to know, okay, when is the time to tolerate, how long we should be tolerating, and when is the time to reject? So how do we understand that?
Okay. So when it comes to, when something which is obstructing your performance of devotional service, and it is happening, then there is no other way, then you can immediately reject it. Just like Prabhupada, he tried so much in his family life, but his sons are not interested, his wife is not interested at all, immediately rejected them because they were becoming the obstacle in performance of devotional service. They are not ready to, they were not happy with Prabhupada preaching and all. So Prabhupada immediately rejected. However, when it comes to spreading of Krishna consciousness, we have to tolerate. Because it was his personal inconvenience. And because everyone is when it comes, there are new devotees, they don't know anything. So we have to tolerate, we have to train them. In order to train them, there may be some ambiguities also. So we have to have tolerance. But if we have patience, within some period of due course of time, they will become nice devotees. But if we, in initial stages only we say, no, aap aisa nahi kar rahe hain, waisa nahi kar rahe hain, you don't know, you don't have this common sense also, then why will people stay there? So when it comes to spreading of Krishna consciousness, we can tolerate until or unless it is not violating our principles. Details may change, but principles shouldn't be violated. And when it comes to when something is becoming an obstacle in our path of devotional service, we should immediately reject it up. It is said that when Bharat Maharaj actually rejected his own kingdom, just like one gave up his own stool and he never sees back. So similarly, Bharat Maharaj gave up his own kingdom like that. So similarly, when some things which may be so much convenient and to us, But when it comes to performance devotional service, we should not hesitate to give it up. So this is not my realizations, but this is the principles which I may not be following it, but this is how it's ideal. Prabhuji, you want to add something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I want to say one point Prabhupada, about the Prabhupada's patience. He did whatever you said all, and in the night he was writing books also. So he was not sleeping, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours he was sleeping, and then remaining time, the whole night he was writing books, even any time, all throughout. So that is a dedication and that is a urgency he felt for the people, that compassion. So we have to emulate that quality in our lives also.
Sometimes it becomes, I understand that it becomes less hour for sleeping for us. We immediately become agitated. I'm not getting enough sleep, but Prabhupada never, to whom he will complain? We can complain to our authorities, we can complain to so many people, but whom he will complain? And he never felt that complaint only, because he is always engaged in service of Krishna. He used to think, if some devotees are telling, Prabhupada, you can take rest, then what he used to tell? That please don't take my privilege away to serve Krishna. When Prabhupada in 1977, Prabhupada had to go to London to inspire the devotees because they won the marathon, book distribution marathon. And Prabhupada was very sick. Everyone everyone was telling that Prabhupada, you shouldn't go there because you are already so sick. But then what Prabhupada told, that don't take my privilege away to serve Krishna. This is my privilege to serve Krishna. So pure devotees think like that. And we think that my conveniences are being disturbed. How can I serve? First we have to provide service and then provide facilities, then only we will serve. But for Prabhupada, it's the other way around. He never considered the facilities, whatever facilities are there. Everywhere he went, everywhere he was having the same schedule. So this is... किसका कर रहे हैं? Any other comment or question?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very inspiring class. We heard about Titikshava Karunaika, patience and tolerance from Bhagavatam and from Srila Prabhupada's life also. And we know that they are they are elevated souls. They are Mahabhagavatas, Uttamadhikaris basically. So, till what extent one can, like Kanishtadhikari and Madhyamadhikari, develop these qualities? Karunaika is very only merciful. Being merciful is like only Uttamadhikari can have this. Not Kanishtadhikari or Madhyamadhikari. Maybe Madhyamadhikari some extent. So, comment.
So whatever I understand, I will tell, and then I'll request senior devotees to speak on this. So in Prabhupada, in one of the purport, I think one time Bhavaman Prabhu was giving class, so he was explaining this point that it, like we may be Kanishtadhikari, but it shouldn't happen like that. Okay, we will remain in Kanishta. We should try to elevate ourselves. That so we have to become Madhyamadhikari, and then gradually we have to become Uttamadhikari also. This is what Prabhupada wanted everyone. And then, so we may not have these qualities, but we have to cultivate all this. We may not be having Titikshava Karunika, but just try to show it. Fake it till you make it. You may not have, but just fake it. So by doing fake things, one day we will actually have actual genuine humility and genuine Titikshava and Karunika. So till the time we don't have it, we have to just show off. So even show off is also not wrong, because at least I know that I don't have that qualities. But just so, because this is a Vaishnava etiquette, then we have to do it. And by doing this, once in due course of time, it becomes our habit and it becomes our lifestyle. Then if something goes wrong, we may not, we think, Arey, this is, and we realize also after some time that in earlier days of Krishna consciousness, we must have become agitated, we must not have tolerated the things. But now, after, like when someone practices Krishna consciousness and he follows, then he understands, oh, this was how foolish I was. Even little bit of pinch I couldn't tolerate. So these, when we realize after, after crossing all this. But however, it's not easy, because when situations comes, it's not easy. Prabhupada says in one of the purport, the greatness of a person is measured that how much he can tolerate in the most provoking situations. So we have to tolerate in the most provoking situations, even if it is there. So, but may not be instantly, everyone is not so expert in tolerating all this. So that's why what we have to do, we have to read Shastras and read the story of devotees who have, exhibited the tolerance. Just like how Rantidev, we were hearing yesterday, how Rantidev was just about to take food, whatever is little bit remaining, and that also has taken by someone else. And now just water is remaining, that is also not there. And so how Rantidev tolerated, and then so many devotees, how Prabhupada tolerated, and how not only Prabhupada but his proper disciples tolerated when they were staying in Juhu. Not only they, but for example, just like they were staying in Juhu, they were like hardly any facility, and on the top there are so big rats, and there is no fan, and there are so many big mosquitoes, and they are not Indian devotees, they are foreigner devotees. So much hard, and all the devotees, foreign devotees, to tell that whenever Prabhupada used to tell to come to India, we will have nightmare. It used to be like nightmare for us, because we had very bad experience in India. Someone used to get dysentery, diarrhea, all these diseases they used to get, but still they tolerated to serve his Guru. And now we see that they just tolerated they may not had the qualities at the time, but now we see over the period of time how they have become so consistently they are tolerating. We see His Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj, that how he got stroke in 2008, but still he is unendingly inspiring millions of people, and he is tolerating his own personal inconvenience, but he is unstoppable. No one can stop him. So this is what my understanding. If Prabhuji want to add something.
In nature, we always seek happiness, comfort and pleasure, So we should not be in that mode, and we should be always stretch and then suffer for Krishna. How much we suffer, it depends. Nobody will force. Even if we don't do any service, it's nobody's business. We have to have that concern for ourselves in the end. So how much is Kanishtadhikari? As much he can. As much he can. If someone is asked to renounce everything, half a sudden people cannot do. So, but we should develop that attitude, and we should make up our mind towards the end of our life. At least we should become like that. And even now also, this much only I can do, Prabhuji. Instead of that, I can do this much, Prabhuji. Other person should be surprised at least. So we should, suppose Manav is there. If Manav says 4 or 5 shlokas, it's normal, people will take it. But if it tells 50 shlokas, for example, people will be appreciative. So we should be in that at least zone, where people should not think we ordinary. Somebody is giving 10 rupees donation. Kya hai 10 rupiya donation? Anybody will do. मगर हमारा दिल में थोड़ा सा चोट लगना चाहिए, और दूसरा आदमी को भी लगना चाहिए कि he has done something. ऐसा दूसरे आदमी को इम्प्रेस करने के लिए नहीं, but that's a
inspire them.
That's a a litmus test. दूसरे भी appreciate करना. The common है, somebody sleeps at 8 o'clock and gets up at 4 o'clock, comfortably coming for Mangalarti, 8 बजे से 1 मिनट के बाद भी वो नहीं सोने के, उनका नींद के डिस्टर्ब हो गया तो he'll be so much agitated. That's also good one sense. But we should be in a stretch mode in many things in our Krishna conscious life, so that people also will appreciate Krishna conscious devotees. अरे इतना मेहनत करते हैं, इतना कष्ट करते हैं, ऐसा वो appreciation के लिए हम नहीं करते हैं, but that is a
byproduct.
हाँ, वो बाई प्रोडक्ट नहीं आया तो देन देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम. हम अपने आप को मैं तो बहुत सेवा कर रहा हूँ, मैंने बहुत सेवा कर रहा हूँ करके हमारे दिल में आ जाते हैं.
Also, just one more thing, that extent of stretching will be told by our seniors, our senior Vaishnavas. When they will ask them, they will definitely tell that how much we can tolerate and what is the extent, and whatever they are saying, just follow it. So things will come. And as Prabhuji said that we have to stretch. If we stretch, we will definitely get the mercy of the Lord. As it is said in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, tatya anukampam susamikshmano bhunjan evatma gritam vipakam hridva gvapurdhi vididam namaste jivetayo mukta pade sadaya bhag. So when we, no matter how much inconvenience we are having, no matter how much difficulties we are feeling in practice of devotional service, but still we continue, then Krishna sees it and he tatya anukampam, and he becomes merciful upon us, and then jivetayo mukta pade sadaya bhag, then the mercy of the Lord or mukti actually becomes our rightful inheritance. So, any other comment? ग्रंथरा श्रीमद्-भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की.